Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Future of Prototyping Part 1 webinar. We're really excited to have all of you here. I can already see a lot of people joining in. Yes, people are trickling in one by one all over the world. Please leave a comment in the comment section with where you're joining from. And yes, we will be waiting a few more minutes for people to join in before we get started. Hi, Paul from Australia. Great. Hi, Fredo from the Netherlands. Wow, it's pretty morning. I mean, it's in the middle of the night. It's great. I see people joining from New Zealand. Hi, Chris. We will wait a few more minutes. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Tony. Hi, Denise. Okay, awesome. Let's wait one more minute and then I think we can get started. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Aaron. Okay, we will start in one more minute. A lot of people from South Korea. That's great. Hi, Sean. Okay, I think we can get started. Okay, so before we start, let me introduce myself briefly, as well as our speakers from today. My name is Julia, and I work in the customer success team at ProtoPie, together with Fredo. Hi, Fredo, who will be my co-host today. Fredo, would you like to say a few words to say hi?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Fredo. I'm the head of marketing and customer success at ProtoPie. And happy to be here doing this webinar and happy to have you all join us.
Thank you, Fredo. That's great. All right. So obviously, our webinar would not have been possible without our awesome group of panelists. Would you like to introduce yourselves briefly?
All right. I'm Tony, CEO and co-founder of ProtoPie. I'm super excited to be here today. Yeah. Next, David.
Hi, guys. This is David. I'm the product manager at ProtoPie. I'm from Canada and now residing in Korea. Super nice to meet you all.
Hey guys, I'm Sanju. I'm an engineer of ProtoPie. I'm from Sri Lanka, but now working in ProtoPie in South Korea. Let's talk about this.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Okay, now let's go briefly over today's agenda. So today's session is made of 3 main parts, plus a live Q&A session at the end. So Tony will start off by introducing ProtoPie and the ProtoPie ecosystem to you so you can become more familiar. Then David will walk you through some of our product strategy and roadmap for ProtoPie this year. All very exciting, so please stay tuned. The cherry on the top will be dedicated to ProtoPie Connect. More specifically, we will have a few live demos where Sanju, our engineer, will present a few live demos to you to show how ProtoPie Connect can help bridge the gap between software and hardware. Spoiler alert, the G29 steering wheel and the Oculus will be a part of that demo. We will, of course, have a Q&A as promised at the end of the session to get all your questions answered. So please use the Q&A section feature on Zoom to ask questions. We will try to answer some of your questions in written, but we will also keep some of them for the end. Please know that the session will be recorded and shared with you later. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Tony?
All right. Hello again, everyone. I'm so happy to introduce what ProtoPie is. And I believe many of you are already familiar with ProtoPie or have heard what ProtoPie is. Yeah, at least once. Is that correct? All right. Recently, ProtoPie has got the great reaction from Meta, saying ProtoPie is the best rapid prototyping tool for VR gear. Yes. Yeah, ProtoPie is not just a simple mobile prototyping tool like other tools on the market. So today, I'd like to share what ProtoPie is and also what makes ProtoPie unique and special. And lastly, what philosophy it has behind the scene. ProtoPie, the name is short for prototyping as easy as eating pie. It's quite yummy. And prototyping must be super easy and fast, but its outcome must be robust and realistic. So that's why we keep ProtoPie code-free and spend a lot of time and energy on making it simple. For example, the level of expressiveness always sacrifices the easiness of use, right? So for example, if you want to build a prototype using multi-finger gesture or camera functionality or even the input forms, you quickly require coding, right? So expressiveness and easiness have a kind of trade-off relationship. So actually, I used to work at Google as a designer. So one of my research topic was how to decompose interactions and reproduce them without any communication loss. So I studied many references to get hints from them for several years. On the right-hand side, as you can see here, the music note is a famous example. So music note describes the level and length of each sound, and no matter who plays, you can listen to the same music, basically, right? Another example is dance notation. So it's quite interesting, right? It was invented in France long time ago. Yeah, anybody from France? Yeah, you should be proud of it. Yeah, the director of the opera described dancers' posture and position on the stage as the music goes. So you can see here, there are many stickmen like this. And yeah, please close your eyes and imagine a group of dancers moving as the music goes. Finally, I got inspired by the periodic table. So our world seems to have tons of materials, but actually it consists of just 70 elements. So after breaking down all possible interactions into atom-like parts, I made this interaction piece table. So you can see triggers that trigger interactions on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you can see responses which are visual or physical result of interactions. So by combining trigger and responses, you can compose interactions. Say again, ProtoPie has super simple and easy to learn the concept model. So by combining trigger, response, object together, you can compose any kind of interaction, brand new interactions. So this concept model makes ProtoPie unique, simple, and powerful. Yeah, for example, on the ProtoPie Studio, you can add tap trigger and then add color response. Then it changes the color when you tap the circle, right? Like this. Yeah, super easy, right? And one more thing, all designers know interaction is not just animation, right? So it's about how we use devices and also how devices give feedback to us and also how devices communicate with each other. So that's why the ProtoPie cares about voice interactions, sensors, and native functionality, unlike other tools. ProtoPie is easy to use, so you can build prototypes on the using ProtoPie Studio on the laptop, and you can run them on the real devices, yeah, such as on the iOS and Android using ProtoPie Player. And finally, you can upload your prototypes on the ProtoPie Cloud to share with your stakeholders and for collaboration. And also you can reuse your previous prototypes, or your team can share the same interaction components for better productivity. ProtoPie also wants to fill the gap between designers and engineers. So your engineers can grab some numbers describing interactions. For example, as you can see here, there's a lot of numbers like XY positions and acceleration and the velocity or the size, width, height, something like this, right? So your engineers can easily grab those numbers for the coding, but you don't need to care about those numbers while you're composing interactions. Last but not least, ProtoPie Connect helps you to integrate any hardware and external APIs. So ProtoPie has been loved by automotive companies, including BMW, Daimler, Lucid Motors, Rivian, Toyota, Honda, and more. Yeah. So ProtoPie is not just a prototyping tool. So it will evolve into interaction design tool for all kinds of design, all kinds of digital products around us. Yeah, that's the ProtoPie, right? It's super exciting, right? So that's what I prepared today. And without further ado, I'm gonna pass microphone to next person. So next person, David. David will give you guys sneak peek what's going on our pipeline. But before that, Julia will give a short notice. Julia?
Thank you so much, Tony. That was really interesting and helpful, I hope, for everyone that is not that familiar with ProtoPie yet. So yeah, we have a few polls prepared for you today. Just to make this event a little bit more interactive, I would like to get your participation. So I will be launching the first poll. You will get a pop-up on your screen. So please submit your answers. I will leave this poll open for 1 to 2 minutes. So yes, please submit your answers. Okay, answers are coming in. Interesting. We have a bit of everything. People on all types of plans. That's awesome. Let's wait 20 more seconds. Interesting indeed. Okay, I will end the poll here. And I will also share the results with you so you can see the results. So yeah, we have a bit of everything, people from all types of sections. Okay. Okay then, David, I think you can get started with your part. Would you mind taking over? Thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. Thank you, Tony. That was great. Let me just share my screen, guys, quickly. Okay, I hope you can all see my screen. So for this section, I would love to describe what's coming on, what's in the pipeline and what's coming up next, and perhaps a sneak peek about our mid to long-term focus with our great partners all across the world. So
Sorry, Dave,
let's get started.
Seeing Tony's screen, would you mind?
One sec, guys. Oops, sorry. Technical difficulties always existing. Here we go. Okay. Now I hope that everyone can see my screen now. So again, let's go into what's coming up next in the pipeline and also the ProtoPie's vision, obviously led by Tony, for what ProtoPie will be focusing on mid to long term, and a little sneak peek of that, along with the work that we're doing with our partners all across the world. So I'd like to divide this section into 4, and since we need to give more time to our next colleague, Sanju, with his cool demos, let me get through this a little bit quicker than I planned. But the 4 sections are the most expressive prototyping for ProtoPie, publishing and utilizing the outcome of your work, expanding and connecting to various devices, which will work great as a bridge to the next section of this presentation. And of course, the R&D. As you all know, ProtoPie has always been and will continue to be the most expressive prototyping tool in your arsenal while trying to balance the simplicity and easiness of it. And while this presentation will not give you a comprehensive overview of all the features coming up in the pipeline, but just a few things that could represent and pique your interest of some of the themes that we're working on. Number 1 is obviously the detaching the components. And I know many of you have also asked this in the past, and it is coming very soon. Else, in advanced conditions for more complex interactions that's only possible on ProtoPie. And something that we've been getting a lot of traction and engagement from, which is the control of more video and audio layers, as you can see on the right. Again, these are just some of the examples of the features coming up. We have many more features lined up for H2 of 2022. So we'll be in touch with that. And as you can see, this is really empowering the fundamentals of what the ProtoPie can do to save you time and productivity, and also help you really align your stakeholders and make you stand out in your career. So on that note, let's move on to some of the more extra things that we're doing right now. Okay, so with ProtoPie, you need to be able to publish your outcome. So for example, that is Kiosk. We're working with one of the biggest companies in Korea and in the United States to be able to push the solution out to the marketplace as fast as possible. It's coming very soon. And to the right, many of you are familiar with the interaction recording, which helps you hand off the results to the engineers or your stakeholders. But we want to be able to help you pick and choose which interaction and what parts of the prototype to be shared to your stakeholders. And this has been a long coming effort, but this is coming very soon, guys. So please hold on. But now you'll be able to see just the part that you want and just the details that you are required to have and share with your stakeholders. And connecting from that, we're working with one of the top tech company in the US. I cannot say the name of the company here on the presentation, but I'm guessing you can see that small logo on the right. Again, I will not emphasize the name of the company, but we're working with the best designers in the world with that company to bring you an initiative called user research for both moderated and unmoderated. This will be able to help you run moderated and unmoderated sessions with the user while being able to see the actual user interactions on the native device, which has never been done before for a solution like this. And this will really help you collect that valuable feedback in both qualitative and quantitative sense. And of course, to make that possible, we need to make sure the integrations with our partners are always aligned. So companies like Maze or UserZoom, and to help you share your prototypes in a more seamless way on Google Slides or and other products in the G Suite and Slack and even more. And now, which partners we're partnered with and which other products we are integrating with, we will be in touch with you guys very soon before the actual integration happens. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is expanding and connecting to the various devices. I'm sure you can see all the pictures on the right. Wear OS, I'm sure some of you have already tried it, but we're really trying to version up and really go advanced in this route as well. So vibrate, key, pressing, voice interactions, all possible, will all be possible very, very soon. And we're working with Oculus right now to support the more native-like browser experience, bringing more features like hover, so that you can start to create more interesting and complex interactions on the Oculus, smart TV, and of course the desktop player to help you really test in-house more quickly and seamlessly. And these are not just limited to these devices, guys. We are expanding to more and more devices as days and weeks go by. More partners are getting interested in using ProtoPie to really save their product lifecycle, as proven by our partners like Daimler and Google and Meta and so on. Okay, for R&D, I can't really share too much, guys, but we know what is the hot potato, I guess, the hot subject in this industry is, and we are currently in a long game to support 3D, and some of you might have more questions about what that really means, but please stay tuned because we will be the world leader in supporting 3D in terms of the high fidelity prototyping for your solutions. So I think that's all I have for you today. And thank you so much. And I will pass the ball to Yulia again.
Thank you so much, David. Yes, that's all very exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to the second half of this year and to what that will bring at ProtoPie. And I'm sure our audience today is as looking forward to it as I am. So it's time for our second poll, which is related to the latter part of this webinar, namely ProtoPie Connect. As usual, I will be launching the poll on the screen, and please submit your answers. Okay, results are coming in. A lot of people not familiar with ProtoPie Connect yet. Yes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's wait 10 more seconds. Sanju, in the meantime, I think you can go ahead and share your screen for your part of the presentation. Okay, let's end the poll here. And I will also share the results with the public so you can all see. So yes, many people who I hope are interested in finding out more about Connect. And I hope Sanju will bring some clarity and also more anticipation into what Connect can bring to your work. Okay, now I will pass the mic over to Sanju. Sanju, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Yulia. Yeah, I'm quite surprised that 75% of the participants are not aware of this great tool that we offer. called ProtoPie Connect. So I'm super excited to give you a sneak peek and a couple of demos, how to use this and what time to use it and the functionality it adds to your day-to-day workflow or your special needs. Yeah, so ProtoPie Connect is primarily focused on bridging the gap between hardware and software. So the other day I was kind of thinking, because ProtoPie Connect can offer so many features or support, what is exactly ProtoPie Connect? So in my thoughts, I came up with three things. Number one, it is an extension. It's an extension for your own pies. The pies you make via ProtoPie Studio, you can make them, and then what else you can do. So it's an extension for those pies that you make using Connect, and to integrate with APIs, hardware, custom hardware, different softwares. The sky is the limit. So you can basically integrate these pies to real world applications, hardware, software, and APIs, and even so how you can do this is by using a communication server, which is ProtoPie Connect is. It acts like a communication server, and your pies will work as a clients, which can communicate and interact amongst each other, different pies, or outside the world, or different applications. So there's so many things that you can do with ProtoPie Connect. So I'm super excited to show you what ProtoPie Connect has to offer. So this is a basic demo of ProtoPie Connect. There's basically two versions of ProtoPie Connect. There's one called ProtoPie Connect Desktop and the embedded version. So basically, you can open it as a desktop application on your Mac and on your Windows PCs, and or you can also run it on your single board computers like Raspberry Pi or Linux machines running ARM64 architecture or Intel, or there's so many options. So you can run it via terminal. Anyway, if you open any of these, you will get to see this interface. So this is the ProtoPie Connect interface. You can load pies and you can preview pies, and you can run these pies, and you can, using these plugins, you can interact with different people, different plugins of real world scenarios. So yeah, without further ado, let's go into the next demo. So the first demo I have prepared is a very famous demo of a very big use case, currently actually used by many people in the industry. It's a G29 steering wheel. You can emulate a real world scenario of inside a vehicle, and you can have interactions between these screens, and you can, so you can see actually what it's look like inside a car, and you can make interactions and designs with that. So let me show. I think you can see my screen here. In your left side here, I have opened my ProtoPie Connect, which is another product. And I have created a bunch of pies here, pie files, and I will load up some pie files here. First of all, we are using G29. So I have first demo is a demo proportion, right? So I can open it by preview or using this browser one. So I will click preview here, and you can see that pies are being run here. And now let me share a view of my screen to you. Yeah, I think you can see. If you see my, yeah, you can see a view of my table, right? So this is the setup I have. This is the steering wheel. This is the pedal set. And now to connect the steering wheel and the pedal set, I will use this plugin, inbuilt plugin called G29. I will open it and I will connect it, and it's being connected, right? And you can see also if I do any interactions with this this device, say press a button, or turn the wheel, any interaction, or push the pedal, you get all these messages to you. So basically, this is acting, this plugin here is acting like an interface to convert all these messages sent by here into the ProtoPie Connect language, which is Socket.io client. Socket.io is a real-time protocol. Everyone can, so ProtoPie Connect can understand. And so you can have you can use this, is called a dashboard, to debug messages and see everything is working fine. So to start off, I will click the button to begin. I can start this in accessory mode. Here, I can use signal lights. Yep. And I can use hazard signal. Turn it off. Right. And I will turn it off. And to emulate a real world scenario of starting a vehicle, I can press the brake pedal and then press the start button. Then the vehicle will start. And you can have axle pedal to change the engine. And this also supports changing gears as well, but I don't have a gearbox currently, so I will simply. So this is very interesting that you can interact with these devices. Next, I want to demo you another example of showing multiple device interactions, which means multi-device pies. For that, first of all, I will open another media pipe called CID Media. We are trying to play some music in your head unit inside a vehicle. So I will open the ProtoPie player. I will scan the QR code. You can go here, press the scan button, QR code. Oh, where is it? Oh, yeah. Scanning, and it's loading the pie now. Okay, it's loaded. Now you can see I can use the device controls to control, change the music, or even play the music. And also I can use the steering wheel to do the same. I believe it's, you can change the songs and you can press the play the songs. Right, so we made an interaction between this hardware and this pie. So there's basically 2 pies, and you can see this. If, for example, if I start this game, this will also run. So it's an interaction between 3 pies, 2 pies actually. And for the next demo, I will introduce 2 pies here. You can see I'm loading these pies. Right, and one I will load it to my okay, let's go again. Open that pie. The next one I will run on my phone. I have ProtoPie Play open, and I will start. Right. So what is this is we can have interactions between this phone, this iPad, and even with this steering. So how I will do it, for example, I can send custom events. Say I want to get a call from Yulia. I'm sending, I set the message as Yulia, and if I press send, the call will receive in this one, right? We can interact in this scheme, either answer or not. If I send another one, or we can cancel, it's this. You can answer the code. You can reject the code. For example, if you are receiving a spam call, see the number, it's like a spam call number. I hope you can see. Yeah. So if I answer IRS, okay, it's a spam call. So you can make these cool interactions between the devices G29 and your phone and even the head unit. Yeah, that's the first prototype that I have prepared for you. Let me quickly change my camera. Yeah, and also while I'm sharing the screen, while this is happening, I think you can go. Yeah, let's move on to the next version. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind our audience that if they want to learn more about how ProtoPie Connect can help their team and their organizations, they can do so by scanning this QR code. Oh. Yes.
Thank you, Julia. Yeah, next I want to show you another demo I have prepared. Yeah, next demo will be a showcase of Oculus, how it's working, and some sneak peek into it. So here, I will first of all remove this price. I have prepared one demo for you guys, super exciting, of a shooter game, playing a game on Oculus. And I think most of you get surprised that you can even make games in ProtoPie. Yeah, there's so much functionality. Right. So, for example, now I have loaded it up, and I believe you can see my screen from here. But let's see. Okay, I think you can see the screen, right? So here what I have done is I have loaded up the IP address of my MacBook, which is running here, which is I'm running on my ProtoPie Connect. And if I open up that IP address, I can load the interface of ProtoPie Connect on anywhere. So I will once again reload it to show you. Yeah, and you can even run it, and you can view the prototypes on the web browser. For example, I will start. I hope you can hear the sounds. And I can move my jet spaceship, and I can shoot the enemy. You can also notice once I'm shooting, my score will also go up here in the top left corner. This is a very simple game that we have there. Let's see. This guy out. Okay. And also, you can use this is the WebEx studio, right? And also, you can use ProtoPie player, which I can load. I think it can be loaded as a APK file. And since I have connected my cable, I can open it via USB. Let me check this before I go again. Right. Allow access. I can do the same interactions with it. Move it and shoot my enemy. What is it? Right. Also another cool thing that you can do is you can play this even in your browser. For example, you have a ProtoPie cloud. So if I open up, so you can make the Pi file in your studio and you can directly upload it to the cloud, ProtoPie cloud. And then you can make spaces to collaborate with everyone. And for example, I can open the shooter game directly on cloud as well. I can start it, and also you can record the whole interaction. Okay, which allows record interactions. Okay, now I will record it. And I will start playing the game. I'm using my controller. And use it. I can play this game and you can see increasing my buttons. Yeah, so if I stop it and it's being saved. Okay. Right, you have the whole recording here. You can play it again and you can see the interaction recording. So every action I did here is being recorded, and it's good for reference. And you can, if you want to hand off your design to engineers, you can do so by using this. So there's so many features, right? Everything is recorded here. All right, that's something cool. I also want to, because I have time, I believe I have a little bit of time, I want to integrate another layer to this, which is using Arduino. So I have used my Arduino and I connected it to my laptop. And now what I can do is, first of all, let me share the thing. I can use the plugin for Arduino. So we have a plugin for Arduino. I'll select the port, select the board rate. So what this does is, this has a infrared sensor, right? And if I have another remote controller here, if I send message, press any buttons here, menu, then you can see in my dashboard these messages have been deleted, right? So I send the IR signals to the receiver then change it to Arduino sends it to the plugin then converts it to socket IR messages. And then using this, I can even control the Oculus shoot again. So if I want to play, see, I can, in here, I can move my shooter plane. Oh, I can shoot it as well. And to restart, I can simply press run again, and then everything will get restarted. And so I will start. And then I can use even third-party controllers like a remote controller to control themes inside any device you like. This is just an example. So this is an integration of Arduino and Oculus. So there's so many things that can be experimented and developed. It's all the freedom is to the designers and who is using ProtoPie Connect. Yeah, and in addition, I want to show another demo. Since we have a little bit of time, I will remove it. And you can even use the internal sensors as well. For example, for voice prototyping, I will load it up. And let me rerun this. Right. This? I can open it in my browser as well. Anyway, it's fine. So, for example, if I press this button, it will listen to me from the microphone inside Oculus, and it will convert the data into meaningful words. You can do that. So, which means it will use the internal sensors inside the Oculus. Currently, we are developing into more utilize more sensors inside Oculus. It's in our pipeline. It's via browser. It's not supported because the browser do not allow to access the microphones and internal sensors. So you just have to use the player application for that. So yeah, that's my demo. I think it kind of covered many things. I hope to answer many questions. I see a lot of questions appearing. Yeah, that's my demo I've prepared. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I pass the control to Yulia.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the great demos, Sanju. I know I learned a lot, and I hope our participants also did. So now it's time for our Q&A session. Like promised, we did try to answer some of your questions in written, and we do have some questions in the Q&A. And also feel free to raise your hands, and I can also enable your mic if you want to have a conversation, or if you want to, if you want to ask any questions live. So I would like to ask Sanju, maybe we do have some questions related to the Oculus and ProtoPie Connect. Would you mind answering some of those questions, Sanju?
Yeah, sure. First of all, let me read open questions. Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any use case? Yes. So, for example, if you use IFT plugin, I don't know who asked this question. It's not appearing, but if you use the IFT plugin, then, for example, you can extend your pies to real world scenarios. For example, say you press a button if you want to send a real world email to a client. So you can do that. You can just simply type the email address, and you can use the IFT plugin to, and you can connect it to your Gmail or whatever the sources you have, and you can send emails to the people. You can control your IoT homes with the IFT plugin, or you can upload tweets. You can tweet anything. So there's so much possibilities open. So basically, IFT is a integration automation tool which communicates with different applications. So for example, you can use your pies and you can communicate with Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and many other applications. So there's so many use cases. And I see, is ProtoPie Connect available for individual plans? I believe it is available for team plans. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fredo and David and Julia. For individual plans, free plans, I mean, it's not available, but for individual paid plans, I think it's available. So
Yeah.
wonderful.
ProtoPie Connect is, just to bring some clarity, is available on Pro and Enterprise plans. There are some differences that you can check. I will share the link to the differences between what features are provided for each plan. But unfortunately, yes, it's not available on the free plan.
Yeah, let me quickly share something. So everyone can see just the difference. So with ProtoPie free plan, I mean Pro plan, you get access to everything, all the goodies here and all the plugins. But with Enterprise plan, you get access to its plugin section here, which you can utilize to make custom plugins which is tailored to your own use case. Right? For example, I have created a open weather plugin here to get some weather information, right? And I can run it. And if I use different pies to get the weather information, say, I think it's in my plugin section. I'll remove this, but I can even demo this here. Give me a moment, I have to change the sharing option. So basically you can get sure. Right, I think you can see my screen. So if I preview this pie, and you can get the real-time information using this plugin. So it's gathering the data and it got the real-time data via the API of OpenWeb. How it did was the pie actually asks the information of real-time data from the custom plugin I just created using APIs. Right? So these custom plugins can be made only in enterprise version. Yeah, Julia, I think you can share
Yes,
this.
so we do have one more question from Hyeosun Kwon. She is asking, can you see the game screen in full screen mode?
Sorry, in Oculus, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it in if you inside the web, you can see it in full screen mode. But for example, our player only supports very limited functionalities for now. So you cannot really go into the whole immersive experience, but something that we are really working on it. But with the web view, you can use the Oculus browser and go to full screen.
Thank you, Sanju. One more question related to the Oculus is whether those three screens can talk to each other.
Three screens, you mean different screens running the same pie?
Yes.
I believe it can, but if you use one instance of a pie, for example, if I load one pie and I open multiple instances of the same, then you have to change the pie in order to send the message and receive the same message. Then it can receive it. But we are not really supporting a use case like that, because the same pie receive the same message is not supported. But if you have two different pies, and if you open these two different pies on Oculus, and these two pies can communicate amongst each other.
Okay, thank you, Sanju. One more question from Sharif. So they're asking whether all connections in ProtoPie Connect are made through plugin or barcode.
All connections access through plugin or barcode. All plugins basically connects amongst each other through so all the pie connections access through plugin. So if you think of connections to pies, they communicate amongst each other, and you can open them anywhere you like. For simplicity, if you are using the player, then you can open it via barcode, or you can manually type it in your mobile phone as well. So I just open it here, it will automatically open. And you can also open your pies as well. For example, I just opened another view here on my phone. If you just use the URL, and if it is connected in your LAN network, and they all can communicate, no problem. And you can open it any browser, any player, anything like that. I think it clears that. Yeah.
Thank you, Sanju. So we do have one more question from Derek. He's asking whether Oculus was like the setup if we demonstrated. So I'm not sure when you joined, Derek. We did go through how the ProtoPie Connect interface, but yes, we will share the recording with you so you can catch up on what you missed from the beginning.
Yeah, if we have time, maybe we have some time for another demo.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, right. Well, we're almost at the top of the hour with our webinar. So yes, through this webinar, we wanted to bring more, like a lot of valuable content for our audience with regards to ProtoPie Connect, but also one added objective is to bring our community closer, our ProtoPie users. So I do encourage you to follow us on social media if you haven't done so already. And also, I highly encourage you to join our Discord and, more important, like the ProtoPioneers Slack channel. You can mingle with other ProtoPie users. You can get help on baking your pies in your prototyping experience. So yeah, all in all, it's a great resource. It's a great place to exchange ideas with other fellow ProtoPioneers. I'm not sure if yes, thank you, Freda, for joining the links. So yeah, if we don't have any more questions, I think we can wrap this session up. We will prepare the recording and share it with you a bit later. So yeah, if you don't have any other questions, I would like to thank our panelists, David, Sanjay, and Tony, who had to leave early. Thank you so much. And yes, please stay excited. This is a series of webinars. We are preparing part 2 of today's session, and I hope to see you there. Okay, thank you for joining in. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.